A driving distraction is anything in and around the car that takes your eyes.
It's something that will either manually, visually, or mentally distract you.
A driving distraction is anything that takes your focus away.
Well, it's could be a variety of things that take away from your focus on the driving task.
Driving distraction would be anything that diverts your attention.
A driving distraction
from the driving task
that takes your attention off the road. Ooh, that's a loaded question. There's so many different kinds of drivers out there. Other distracted drivers, those aggressive drivers. You just really, again, it's about your awareness, looking around, seeing things, keeping those distractions in the car away so that you can stay alert and aware.
You know, you get caught up, I think, looking at traffic because that's also what you're supposed to be doing. Right? You should be looking at other drivers when you're out there driving a car. You should be identifying and predicting all of these hazards that could unfold. The problem is when you see somebody that's making a lot of mistakes, you're making a constant mistake, you tend to hone in, you tend to focus on them. And what that does is you need to be aware of them. But then don't let that one main distraction mean you don't see something else happening over on this other side. So be aware of it. But yeah, I mean, bad drivers making unnecessary lane changes, people tailgating, people cutting in front of you, people not signaling. All of these things will catch my attention when I'm out there driving. I know they catch other people's attention. It's not good enough to just be good yourself. You need to be good enough to make up for all of those other mistakes and just bad choices other drivers around you make.
It could be a distraction, but you can actually turn that to your advantage. There's 3 things you can do to avoid a collision. You can speed up, slow down, or move. And it's incumbent on the driver to do those things. And if you're keeping up your proper scanning techniques and you're feeling like you're getting boxed in cars or you have a tailgater, start looking for the options, changing lanes, turning onto a different street.
So it seems like when we're driving and traffic is bad, there's a lot of hectic things going on. It seems like people also drive worse in these conditions as well. This can be a distraction for you. It's really easy to notice that driver who's changing lanes illegally, speeding past you, tailgating you. But if you give too much attention to these drivers, you may miss all the other hazards around you as well. So while yes, you should notice those drivers around you doing things unsafely, don't pay too much attention to them. Just focus on what you can do to make them less dangerous to you while still paying attention to all the other possibilities of danger around you.
Just the closed space you're in. Some people can feel a little claustrophobic when they're boxed in by big trucks and cars all around them. You hear noises from cars, you have people shaking their hands and making gestures and you're not sure who they're gesturing at. It can be very distracting, yes. Well, I guess you just have to be a little more focused than usual. Make sure you know where you are in space. Give yourself cushions around you when you can. Identify those zones that are open and closing continuously as much as possible so you know where you can move to in an emergency.
I think that's human nature, that when you've got a lot of things going on, it can become overwhelming. Yeah, you want to read every hazard. Nobody argues this at all. So when you're in heavy traffic, it can become distracting in of itself. So when something weird happens and it frustrates you or upsets you, walk yourself back from it. Remember what you're actually doing at that moment is driving, and you are not able to control the other people out there. You can only control the car you are driving, and so if you're not controlling it, then who is?